Hi everyone, Monica here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. So as you all know, Spring 23 release notes are here. And as you all know, Salesforce does not leave a chance to surprise us with the enhancement and with the new topics, with the new components that it gives us almost in every release. Okay. And in the Spring 23 as well, we have lots of surprises stored for us in all the different categories of Salesforce. But as you all know, our favorite topic is Flow, right, admins? So we will talk about Flow first. So this is a blog that I have written for all of you. There are a lot of enhancement and new changes in Flow. But these are my top 5 favorite enhancement which I wanted to share with you. Okay, so this is the blog post that I have written. I'll publish this blog as well when I'll upload this video. Okay, so you will find this blog post link in the description box below. And in this video, we will talk about my top 5 favorite enhancement that Salesforce has given us in the Spring 23 release. And I'll give you the overview of it. I'll show you how it will work, the output of it. And for the detailed video, I'll create it separately. So it will be useful for everyone who will search it by topic. So without any further ado, let's get started and check what Salesforce has stored for us in the Spring 23 release. Okay, so first of all, because this is a pre-release for now, so if you want to check these features before everyone else and before this is officially published, you can just sign up for the pre-release edition, and then you will find all these updates, all these enhancements in your org. Okay, so for signing up for the pre-release org, this is the link you need to follow. I'll just provide this link in the description box below. If you are on my blog, if you will click on this link, you will be redirected to the pre-release link as well. Okay, so there's the link from here. You will sign up for the org, and after that, in that org, you will find all the enhancement that Salesforce Spring 23 has for us now. So here are my top 5 updates. First is related to Flow Builder. Okay, this update is very useful. What this update has is, it has added the lookup fields into the Flow screen. So if you have not seen my previous example, which was about dynamic forms, I'll add it here. You can check it out. That is about how you can add dynamic forms to your Flow. Save your time to directly get all the fields from the database of any object. Okay, so check out this link on the top so that you can understand what this update is all about. So basically, before the pre-release, we can add dynamic forms in flows, but there are some exceptions. In dynamic forms, you can fetch all the fields of any object, but except the lookup fields. You cannot add the lookup fields in the dynamic forms. Okay, that was the exception. But in the Spring 23 release, now you can directly drag and drop your lookup fields as well in the forms. Let me show you with the example. So here is the normal org that I am using. Let's go to flows, and I will just go to the dynamic form flow that I have created in the previous example to show you what I'm talking about. In that, I have taken case object. So in case object, if you all know, we have two lookup fields. One is account ID and one is contact ID. I'll show you, we can fetch all the fields, but you will not be able to see account ID and contact ID in that. So here's the screen, and here I'll add the record variable. Please check out the previous example so that you can understand what this update is all about. So here, when I'll add the record variable, this is the case record variable. In this, I have added the case object. Here you will find all the fields of the case object, but as you can see, there is no account ID or contact ID field. So you can drag and drop every field here, and all the values will fetch automatically, but except the account ID and contact ID lookup. Okay, but in the pre-release, let me just show you. Let's go to setup and flows. Let's create a new flow and add a screen flow. Let's select the screen flow and click on create, and let's quickly add a screen component so we can check the dynamic form. Here's the screen component. Let's add a new record variable of the same case object. Case record will be the name. In object, we'll write case and click on done. Okay. When you click on done, you will fetch all the fields here, and as you can see, now we have account ID and contact ID field. You can drag them as well, and when you will preview it or when you will add it to your page or any app, you can see the account ID lookup and the contact ID lookup as well. So that was the update that Salesforce has given us in the Spring 23 release. That is very, very useful. Now you don't have to add a lookup field and then fetch the account in that and fetch the contact in that. You can just drag and drop here as you were doing with all the fields, and it's just icing on the cake on the dynamic form. It has made dynamic form more dynamic, less time consuming, and very interesting. Now you don't have to add another lookup field and then add values to it. You can just drag it to your canvas and your work is done. Okay, so that was the first update that I found very, very interesting and useful. Yeah, so as you can see here as well, I have added 2 screenshots. One was the previous one where you can't find account ID and contact ID, and the second one is the pre-release org where you can see the account ID and contact ID. So that was the first update that was useful, right? Now let's go to the second update. Second is very, very simple and easy, but it can be useful in terms of less time consumption. Okay, so let me tell you what is that. You can see the element description on the flow canvas. So before this release, let's go back here. Okay, let's say we have this create case screen element, and let's just edit it and add a description to it. Dynamic form screen element. Okay, let's say this is this description, and let's click on done. Now let's take an example. If you're working on this flow but you wanted to hand it over to someone else, to some another developer who will work on it in the future. Okay, but now what will happen is you have added a description, right? But if the developer wants to see the description, he or she will have to double click on it, see the details, and when this will open, they will just click it and then they will be able to read the description. But that can be time consuming task, right? And reading the description is very, very helpful in some cases if there are too many components and the developer wants to see why this component is here, why this component is here. Okay, so in the pre-release, what Salesforce has given us is, let's say for this screen, let's say form screen, dynamic form with lookup field. Okay, we have given the description, and let's click on done. Okay, now what is the difference? Can you just find out what is the difference? If yes, then great. Otherwise, I'll just tell you this is the difference. So this icon you can see here, there's no icon, right? The new Spring 23 update where they have this icon, and whenever you will hover on this icon, you can just read the description directly. And this is not just about 1 line. If you have 2 line, 3 line description, you can just read it here directly. So basically the developer will not have to click on the component, go to the details of the component and then read the description. They will just hover it and they will just got to know why this component is here. It will be less time consuming, right? So that is the second update which I found very, very useful. Now let's go to the third update. Third update is kind of related to that. So basically in the third update, you can get a streamlined flow element menu. So what does that mean? That means let's go to the previous org once again. Now if you click on the plus icon, you can see the components, and under those components you can see the description of that component, like why this what this component is useful, right? And when you'll hover it, you can just read the full description. Otherwise the description is cut because of the space issue, right? So that Salesforce has just resolved. And now let's go here, and now when you click on the plus icon, Here are the interactions, logic, and all the components. With that, you have this I button. Now, when you'll hover on this I button, you can see all the information about this component. So what this component is used for, you can just read it here. No cutting of space, and you can just read it directly. That is the third update that I found very useful. So if you are a beginner, if you're just learning flows, you will just look at the component and you will go to the I button and you will know why this component is used for. Okay. After that, let's go to the fourth update, which I liked most. That is the flow runtime update. So the update is select a value from a list of choice with the choice lookup component. So there is a new component in our screen flow, that is choice lookup component, which was not there, which is just in the Spring 23 release. And let me just show you how this works. Okay, so let's add a screen element. Here's the screen element, and let me just show you which component I'm talking about. So this is the component choice lookup beta. This was not there. This is just in the Spring 23 release, newly freshly launched component. So why this component is used for? Let's say you have a list of accounts that you want your users to see, right? What if you have hundreds of accounts? Your user will scroll through it, right? And that will be time consuming. So if you don't want your user to scroll through your component, or you want to give the user a better experience, then this component is your savior. Let me show you how. Let's give the user account choices. Okay. And you will see configure choices. Now for choices, let's add new choice resource. You have 4 options in the resource type. One will be choice, collection choice set, record choice set, and pick list choice set. These 4 have different meanings and different values to it. I'll not tell you here because this is just a preview video. Otherwise this will be a very long video, which I don't want it to be. Okay, so I'll create a new separate video for choice lookup component, and you can find it out there. Let me just show you a simple example of account list. So I'll just show you a simple example of record choice set. Let's see, account records. Object will be account. And no condition, we want to get all the accounts. Account label will be name. And choice value will also be name. Okay. Now let's just click on done. So here's the choice set that we have added. Now let's just add the screen name and I'll show you the output. Choice screen. It has choice lookup component. And click on done. Okay, so if you want to see the description, you can see it here. And let's just save it and check the choice lookup. Spring 23 examples. Okay. Let's click on the debug button. Run the flow. And the first was the dynamic form screen. This is the screen. So let's just click on next. And this is our choice lookup. Okay, so instead of giving the list of accounts to your users, you can just add a choice lookup, and here you will find all the accounts that are there in your Salesforce org. Okay, so if you want to give your user a better experience, then you can definitely go for choice lookup component. Okay, so this was the new update that I really liked. After this, we have the last update, which is also very useful, which is the flow extension update. And what is it all about? It is about a new action in the action element, and the new action is called search for an individual. Okay, let me just show you what I am talking about. Let's add an action here. Okay, so with action element, we have sent email previously, we have sent notifications previously. If you have not seen any of these examples, I'll link it here and I'll add it in the description box as well. What we have in Spring 23 release for us is when you will click on this action and you will type search, you have a new action which is search for an individual. So with the new search for individual action in Flow Builder, we can just use the SOSL to find and filter on contact, lead and employee records. Let me show you how. So here's our flow. Let's name it SOSL. Okay, now we have search criteria. So I'm assuming you know how to use SOSL queries. If you don't know, you should Google it. That is a very important thing in Salesforce. Now here, when you will see object, you can see two objects, which is contact and lead. Let's go to contact and let's say name field. We'll search in name field and search term will be, let's say Monica. Okay, and let's click on done. Let's add a screen element and just add a display text. And let's add display text name contact ID. Now here we will just get the output of the action element that we have created. Here you can see output from SOSL. SOSL was our action name, and there you can just add one of these three. You can get contact IDs, you can get employee IDs, and you can get lead IDs. So we will print contact IDs here, and let's try it. These contacts were found with the name Monica. Okay, and let's click on done. Once again, let's give the screen a name. Display contact will be perfect, and let's save it. Now let's save and debug once again to check if our action is working fine. Click on debug, run the flow, and this is the first screen, and these are the outputs. So with name Monica, we have two contacts here. You can check here as well. The output gives us two contact. Okay, just to check if our output is fine, let's go here and let's go to the contacts. And here you can see we have two Monica here, so that's why it gives us two contact IDs. Okay, that is a very useful update as well. If you want to find an individual, you can just find it with the search an individual action in the flow. Okay, so that was the last update that I found very useful. Those were my top 5 favorites, but these are not all. Okay, Salesforce has given us lots more. So if you want to check what are the other updates for flows, or what are the other updates in general for every category, I'll just provide the link in the description box, and also you can click it here and you can find it out in my blog as well. And let me just show you where it will redirect you. It will redirect you here. Here you have all the flow updates. You have this navigation. You can go in there, you can check all the updates and tell me in the comment section which were your favorites, right? Here I have one more link for the admin release date countdown, which will redirect you to this page. In this page, we have all the dates here, like on which date the pre-release sign up was available, on which date the sandbox preview starts, on which date you will get the release readiness live. Okay, so these are the updates from my side for the Spring 23 release, especially for all the awesome admins which love flows. There are other updates as well. There are other enhancements as well, which you can find in these links. Let me know in the comment section below which were your favorite, and if there's anything else you want to add, or you want me to describe, or you want me to explain, you can just ask me in the comment section. You can ask me in any social media platform that I'm available on, be it LinkedIn or be it Twitter. You can just do that. I'll see you super soon in my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep learning.